Well, it's July 16th today. We're heading out to the woods for the first time to put up some trail cameras. We got 4 or 5 regular cameras and the cellular camera, and we're just gonna pretty much hit up every trail we can in a strip of woods, and hopefully we can't get some big buck pictures within the next month and a half.
It's been an exciting year for the White Knuckle team. You'll see some new faces and recognize some of the old ones. Today we join Mike Ernst in Wisconsin as he sets out to document some of the bucks that he'll be chasing this fall.
I'm on a main trail right here, you can tell right behind me. It goes out to the field out there, right on the edge of the cedar point. So they're going to try and get through from the thickest stuff on that cedar point, cut through to this point and get out there. I have a tree that I actually sat in last year that actually blew down, and it's going to be a perfect spot for this camera. It's going to be hidden from people if they do happen to come through here, and I'm going to pretty much have it just on this trail for now, but it's a good trail, it's founded, and we'll just have to see if a big buck comes through. So.
It is the last day of July, and it is my first time out looking for deer in the fields. It's the same thing every year. There's going to be shooter bucks out here. It's just a matter of them living in the areas that I can hunt.
Of the deer we saw quite a few deer tonight. There's probably maybe a handful, 1.5-year olds and 1 2-year-old buck. Really just nothing for caliber out there. It's kind of odd. They got to go quite a ways to come out to the field, so I'm sure there's a lot of deer that come out here at night yet that are still in the woods. But the early birds that are showing up, I got a good grasp of what's going on, even for the first time out here. At least I know the layout of the fields. I know how to set up for hunting. I'm not putting any pressure on them. They're not seeing me. I can sneak in and out and get a real good tally of what's going on here.
We're on a brand new property. Just got permission a couple days ago. I actually set up the timber harvest on this property for work, and I talked to the landowner, and he said, nobody was hunting out here. I kind of asked if we could come out here and hunt every once in a while, and he said, yep. So we're out here, we're checking it out. I know there's a couple trails out here just from where I was working, but we're going to go out and look for deer sign. Got a couple cameras, got the Spartan cam. It's going to be a good property, some slight rolling hills, a lot of variety, a lot of oaks. Right now we're just going to go out, scout it out, and hopefully we can get some big bucks tracked down.
This is where we're going to kind of determine the quality of the deer in the area, just because it is the cell cam, and we're going to set the basis for how the season's going to go out here. So, could be wrong, could be right, like I said, but it's better than nothing, especially with this. There is no guessing. I could be asleep at night thinking about it. God, I wonder if there's something out here, and wake up to some picture messages. So, we'll find out soon enough. It's our second time back out here to look for deer. I'm gonna probably jump in this little wooded island right here, see how that works out for me. So, gotta find a new spot to set up, but it'll only take a minute, and we're gonna see deer either way. Dozen deer. deer hanging out way off to the north there in the fresh cut weeds. Just browsing around. Nothing worth showing, nothing that just says, there he is, that's the one. But plenty of time. It's just kind of weird that there's not the mature deer around here right now, with these being the only alfalfa and soybeans within 1.5 miles of anything. So everything else is corn, but it could be just stuck in the corn. Who knows?
We now join brand new team member Matt Mills as he's going to document some of the bucks that he'll be chasing this fall.
Alright, I'm on my way out. Just got to the spot. Walking in like waist-high beans right now. Look at this. Some good stuff. Just trying to stay on this low side of this hill, because once I pop over, they should be right there. So, hoping I can get all set up before they show up, but we'll see what happens.
Minnesota, trying to get some velvet footage, and I am running late. Not much you can do when you just get off of work, so it is 6:30. I guess it's not too late, but deer tend to come out here kind of early. But I got the perfect north wind. They shouldn't hear me walking in. The wind will be at their backs, so I should be in the clear for that. So I got a buck out here I got pictures of 2 weeks ago, only at nighttime. But I got a feeling one of these nights he's gonna start daylighting, so I just want to be there for that because he's a pretty good deer.
Alright, so I just got out to one of my spots. I gotta go over that hump, but I don't know if there's any deer out there. So what I'm gonna do is take my drone, start here, fly it over, and see if I can see anything. So, never done something like this before, so it's pretty darn quiet out here, so I hope the deer don't hear it, but we're gonna do a little experiment. We'll see how it goes.
So as you can see, today was a big fail for scouting. So hopefully tomorrow's nice. Hopefully there's no wind. Gonna have my batteries charged. Bring out the thermocell for sure. So pretty crappy start. Can only get better. Let's see what happens.
We now join someone who you may recognize from one of our recent podcasts. Clint McCoy from Southern Illinois is going to show us some of the bucks that he's going to be chasing this fall. One of them is Bad Grandpa. I expect to see a lot of this buck in the upcoming episodes.
Got a little aggressive this evening. I came in on a spot that I've been trying to get some pictures and video of a pretty nice old buck that we know. We've had a lot of history with this old buck we call Bad Grandpa. I've been seeing him out here in this bean field about every evening, and I've never really targeted this old buck because his rack's really never done much for us, but he's getting old. He's ancient right now. I don't have much of a wind tonight, and I'm not sure how well we're going to do filming it with this location. I should have brought my wicked pole saw in here and trimmed this a little bit, but I was running kind of late. I didn't get here till about 6:15. So what you hear behind me is road noise. So anyway, let's see what we can do with old Bad Grandpa. I got 4 deer out there in front of me, but none of them are the guy I'm after. One of them's a nice looking little 8 or 9 point 3-year-old. Looks like he's pretty decent. I want the big dog. It's the 27th of August today. Seems a little late, but we're putting in food plots today. My brother Matt and I decided to kind of wait a little bit on our plots this year. It's been ultra dry. It's just not been worth it to put the seed in the ground and let weeds take over it. Hurricane down in Texas should spin rain up our way into southeastern Illinois within the week. So we're counting on that. What we're doing out here, this is silage, corn silage ground that they picked. They cut this silage about 4 or 5 days ago or so. We're going to work into a great seed bed. We're going to disc it 4 or 5 times, run the cultipacker over it, seed it, pack it, be good to go. We're putting in kind of a mixed bag plot that's got some oats. It's got some winter peas, some turnips and radish. So this is kind of our late season plan we do every year. It tends to work pretty well for us. It's actually pretty easy to access. It makes it a lot easier to hunt in the late season.
It's recently come to my attention that Steve's become somewhat of a distraction around the office. His productivity is questionable, but his stories are so entertaining and he always has something interesting cooking at his desk.
If any of you guys have had dim sum in our larger metropolitan areas, you might remember having chicken feet. Now, the foot of a wild turkey is considerably tougher, but they do work great for stock. Get a good handful of these and pop them in to the simmering water. And we're just gonna let that go for a while. And turn our attention over here, make sure the temperature's up on the smoker. Oh, it is perfect.
I mean, it's a tough situation. On the one hand, we have a lot of work to do around here. On the other, everything this guy makes is so good. So good.